Hello students, welcome back to the channel Maths Insider. Today's topic is about how to solve the quadratic equation using factorization method. So what are the things we're going to learn from this video is how to do factorizations of quadratic equations. So what are the important things that we should keep in mind when we'll be doing the factorization of quadratic equation. Using that, how to solve the quadratic equation using factorizations. So that means how to get the solutions of the equations, that is finding the value of the variable x, and then we will see step-by-step method solving each of these quadratic equation to find the roots or the solutions of the variable x. Then easy tricks to split the middle term. So that is the important thing. Only then we can able to factorize it easily and get the roots. And finally, quick revision on all the concepts. So this is a very important topic. So watch till the end of this video. Hope you will get a lot of insight. So let's get started. So what is factorization? So we're going to learn what is a factorization method. So a factorization method means we can convert the quadratic equation into the factors. So that means whatever quadratic equation has been given, we can convert it into the factors. Meaning, if an quadratic equation x square plus bx plus c equal to 0 given, which is the standard form of quadratic equation, we can able to express this equation in the form of x plus p times x plus q. So these are the factors of the quadratic equation equal to 0. So once we can able to do this factorization, then we can find the roots by making this each of the factors equal to 0. So whatever factors has been given, if we equate this to 0, we can find the value of the variable or the roots of the quadratic equation, that is x plus p equal to 0 and x plus q equal to 0. Now we will, once we understand this factorization method, it will be more clarified as we take the example. So before that, we just want to see what are the steps involved, a step-by-step method to do this process of factorization and finding the roots of the quadratic equation. So step number 1, write the given equation in the standard form. So whatever equation will be given, whose power, the variable power is x, we consider is 2, we consider it as an quadratic equation. So we have to express the whole quadratic equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a should not be equal to 0. Step 2, then we split the middle term of the quadratic equation. So what does this mean? So this means if we have the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, so this b is the middle term. So we have to split in such a way, in the form of two numbers, such that the sum of these two numbers, say for example here in this p plus q, should be equal to b. So sum should be equal to b, and the product of the extreme, that is the coefficients a and the constant c, if we take the product, then that product should also equal to those two number p and q, in which we have splitted and get the sum b. So we have to split the middle term b in such a way we'll get two numbers, so that the product of those two numbers also become equals to the product of the number of the quantity a and c, that is the coefficient a and constant c. So split the middle term in such a way that product of those two number equal to product of a and c. So this is splitting the sum and get b in such a way. So and these two number will also becomes the product. So product of these two number becomes the product of a times c. So this is the main crucial steps, the step number 2 for doing the factorization. Then step number 3, once we split the middle term, then we can easily do factorize the equation easily. That means for a given quadratic equation, say ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, what we are doing is that we are, after this step number 2, we split the middle term, and this splitting of middle term help us to factorize the above quadratic expression or equation easily. That means x plus alpha times x plus beta. So this is the factors. So once we split the middle term, we get the factor like this. So once we get the factor, then we have to set each of the factors equal to 0. That is step number 4. So this is factor 1 and this is factor 2, and each of this factor we have to equate to 0. Now step number 5 is find the values of x. So we have to find the value of x from these two equations. Now let us take an example and use this 5-step method to solve it. Now x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So step number 1, express the above equation in standard form. So write the equation in standard form. So already this given equation is in standard form. Now step number 2, we have to do the split of the middle term. So split the middle term. So here the middle term is 5x. So x square plus 5x plus 6. So we have to split the middle term into two numbers such that the sum of the two numbers will become 5 and the product of those two numbers will give me 6. So this is the sum, and this is, and a is 1 here, so 1 times 6, which is equal to 6. So how we can split 5? So 2 and 3, that will give us 5, and 2 times 3 will also give me 6. So if we split it into two numbers 2 and 3, that is satisfying both the sum as well as the product. So that is the main crucial point of the of splitting the middle term. So once we got 2 and 3, now we factorize the above equation. So x square is 5x plus 6. We can write 5x as x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. So 3 into 2 is 6. Hence we can now take x common, x plus 2 and 3 common from 3x and 6, which gives x plus 2. So x plus 2 is the common term, so we can able to take it common, and we get x plus 3 times x plus 2. So these are the two factors of the given quadratic equation. So factorization done. Now step number 4, we have to set these factors to 0. So x plus 3 equal to 0 and x plus 2 equal to 0. So step number 5, we need to solve for x. So solve for x means x plus 3 equal to 0 or x equal to minus 3, and x plus 2 equal to 0 or x equal to minus 2. So the final answer, so we got minus 3 and minus 2. So the final answer, the roots of the given quadratic equation are minus 3 and minus 2. So if you follow all the steps, so first standardize it, then split the middle term, then you factorize the above equation, then you set each of the factor to 0, and finally solve for x. So if you follow all these steps, 5 steps, you can easily able to solve the quadratic equation to find their roots. Now let's take another example 2. Solve for 2x square plus 7x plus 3 equal to 0. Again we will follow the same 5 steps. Step number 1, first express the above quadratic equation in standard form. So we are expressing the above quadratic equation in standard form. So already it's already in standard form, that is 2x square plus 7x plus 3 equal to 0, that is ax square plus bx plus c. This is a complete quadratic equation because all the terms are there for this particular equation. Now step number 2, we have to split the middle term of the given quadratic equation. So what is the middle term here? 7x is the middle term. And what is the product of a and c? So product is equal to 2 times 3, which is equal to 6. And we have to take two numbers. We have to find two numbers so that the sum of the two numbers becomes 7. So sum should be 7 and whose product will be equal to 6. So how we can able to search those two numbers? So if we take 6 and 1, so 6 plus 1 becomes 7 and 6 times 1 is equal to 6, and this should be all positive value because we have to give the positive number. So the numbers are 6 and 1. So once we got the number 6 and 1 as a split of the middle term, splitting the middle term. So number 3, now it is easy to factorize the quadratic equation. What we need to do? We need to write this equation 2x square 7x plus 3. Now 2x square 7x we can write as 6x plus x plus 3. This 7x we are writing as 6 plus 1, and if we multiply 6 times 1 it will give again 3 times 2, which is also 6. So now we are factorizing it, taking 2x common, x plus 3, and 1 common, x plus 3. So this x plus 3 is common for both. If we take this x plus 3 out as a common, we get 2x plus 1 times x plus 3. So we got two factors for the given quadratic equation. Now step number 4 is we need to set each of the factors to 0. Set each of the factors equal to 0. So 2x plus 1 equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. And step number 5, then we solve for x, solve for the variable x. So 2x plus 1 equal to 0, or 2x is equal to minus 1, or x equal to minus half, and x plus 3 equal to 0, or x equal to minus 3. So the roots of the given equation are minus half and minus 3. Now some of the important tips related to this factorization method. Number A, always express the quadratic equation in a standard form. This is very important. Only then we can able to find the middle term and also the coefficient a as well as c to get the product. Now split the middle term correctly. That means we have to take two numbers such that sum of the two number is equal to b, that is the middle term. For b, split it into two number so that sum equals b, and those two number will also, if we take the product of those two number, it will also give the product equal to a times c. So those two numbers are such that the product becomes a into c. So this is very important, splitting the middle terms correctly. Now practice more and more using some more examples so that you are very comfortable with how to, by looking at the middle term, you can able to understand what are the two numbers which you have to select so that it can satisfy both sum and product. Now when to use this method, this is also important. So use this factorization method when the numbers are simple. So that means the coefficient a, b and the constant c, if they're single digit number, if they're simple number, then we can use this factorization method. An equation is easy to split, that is the middle term which is given is easy to split. If it is a bigger number, then it is a little bit difficult. Now quick revision what we have learned so far. So step by step method finding the roots of the quadratic equation, and factorize method to split the middle term. that we have seen how to split the middle term, which will satisfy both the sum and the product, and then equating the factors to get the roots of the equation. Very simple. So always use those 5 steps, so then you will not get any error. So in the next video we're going to solve more such factorization methods, some advanced problems. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you enjoy and like this, please share with your friends and subscribe it, and see you in the next video. Thank you.